I don't need to have this. This is purely a leisure item for me. This is a luxury that I am not, through my leisure and luxury, creating a piece of unrecyclable material that will outlast religion. So tonight in the shop, we're going to try something a little bit different. It's something we've never done on the channel before. We're going to have ourselves a Q&A. So let's get to it. Street Pigeon MTB. If you don't know Street Pigeon stuff, go check out his channel. I'll link in the description and I'll try and get something to pop up here. Another great Scottish mountain bike YouTuber. Ride vlogs and are great. Always have a good time when you go ride along with him. So go check out his channel if you're not a follower already. Thanks for the question. So, what are your views on carbon fiber as a material? Okay, carbon fiber. As a material in life, I have nothing against carbon fiber. It can do a lot of great things really, really well, and when used in the correct application in the correct manner, can do incredible things from an engineering standpoint. Things I do not like about carbon fiber is the fact that it is not recyclable in any sustainable manner yet. You can burn out the resin and reclaim the fibers, but they're all broken up and you can't really do anything with them. You can melt out in a horrendous solvent, chemical goo, the resin, and reclaim the fibers, but they're no longer continuous strands, and then they're broken up and they're bitty, and you can then take those broken fibers and use them for plastic reinforcement. And the same kind of carbo texture type injection molded plastic with carbon fiber reinforcing it that Magura have in their brake kind of master cylinders, for example. Not saying that they are using recycled materials, but that's, by the time you've reclaimed anything out of carbon fiber, that's all it's good for. And there's a lot of carbon fiber in the world. Wind turbine blades, airplane wings, airplane fuselages, all that stuff has a lifetime, and once it has reached its safe usage point, it has to be replaced, or it becomes massively unsafe. You don't want to think that the airframe that you're flying in is unsafe because the carbon fiber wings haven't had their routine expected maintenance. You need to know that shit's happened. There's a lot of very large volume, large scale carbon fiber waste which is just getting buried because we can't do anything with it. The person that works out how to get a wind turbine blade and turn it into something useful or as a reclaimed material when it's full of carbon fiber, that is a crucial step in kind of moving us to a greener energy economy. We need wind, but we need to be able to use wind more intelligently and make wind itself sustainable, because how we're doing it now is only getting us halfway there in my mind, at least, when it comes to the use of carbon fiber. But what can carbon fiber do for us as cyclists? And I'm not just talking about mountain bike, I'm talking about cycling. And in my mind, there is nothing at all that carbon fiber can achieve within a bike frame that aluminium or steel cannot also replicate. With the benefit that when you are no longer using that vehicle, it can be recycled. I can get my bike for life from the past question, but I'm not going to live forever. And that frame, if I ride it constantly, is going to fatigue and eventually fail. Carbon fiber or aluminium or steel. And when I'm no longer here and that bike has to be recycled, I want to know that what I have generated from, I don't need to have this. This is purely a leisure item for me. This is a luxury that I am not, through my leisure and luxury, creating a piece of unrecyclable material that will outlast religion. I don't want one of my bikes to be sat alongside in a landfill being dug up by archaeologists from the moon in 1,000 years' time, saying like, ah yes, Pinerolo was an Italian deity from the 2000 to early noughties and was praised greatly for his felt lines on 2 wheels. I don't want that. I want my bike to be turned into beer cans and into something else. For me, as a frame material, it's not for me. Now that is not as a judgment on everyone who rides a carbon fiber frame. Carbon fiber frames are good at what they do. They are really good at taking something that an aluminium frame can do and making it slightly lighter and slightly stiffer. When it comes to the lighter and stiffer kind of argument, carbon fiber can be incredibly flexible and pliable, or incredibly stiff. It's entirely about how you use the material. You can make a fishing rod out of it that can bend and flick with a gentle twist of a wrist, or you can make something that you can drop a car on and nothing will happen. It's all about how that material is used. There's nothing intrinsically wrong with or good or bad or strong or weak to the material. So I don't have anything against carbon fiber, thinking that if I have a carbon fiber frame, if I crash it, it's going to die. I mean, I would crash a carbon fiber frame and I would probably put a dent in it knowing my luck, but that is not what I'm put off by carbon fiber for me. It's the environmental thing first, and then secondly, there's the cash for speed. It's more marketed in that kind of way in roads from what I can see, but there's certainly an element of that within mountain biking. Now, if you take a carbon fiber frame, like I looked this up for some numbers, because you know, science, if you get a carbon fiber Santa Cruz 5010 in large, the CC, the classy carbon fiber, you're talking as a frame size from like, when they had both, what was it, 2019, of 2,500 grams for the frame. That is a light frame. That is a nice, felt, lightweight frame. And the aluminium version is 3,847 grams for the same size. So that is over a kilo and a bit heavier. Kilo and a quarter that you are saving. But you're also spending over $1,000 more for the same frame. Is that kilo worth that $1,000? The heaviest element with the most variability in the entire bicycle machine is you as a human being. If you have a heavy meal the night before, you have lost that kilo you have saved. If you have not gone to the toilet before you've left. If you have a great leak before you leave, you've saved yourself 500 grams on that aluminium frame for your overall system. So carbon fiber is lighter, it can be lighter, but the cost benefit for me isn't there. If I'm at the bleeding edge of that world stage level cross-country racing, when that marginal gain will be the difference between a top 5 or a top 50, then sure, there is an argument case, but we are not those riders. We are not going to feel that difference when we are riding. You could swap blind between aluminium and carbon, you probably won't be able to tell pragmatically the difference. So you've got stiffness as well and compliancy. Carbon fiber can be made stiffer or it can be made weaker. Depending how it's laid up, you will feel more of that trail buzz or you'll feel less of it. It's entirely down to the frame in the exact same way that an aluminium frame may communicate more or less of that. So you can't just simply say an aluminium frame has more or less feedback or a carbon frame isolates you more or less, because there are plenty of overly stiff carbon frames that communicate more of that kind of high level vibration through to you as a rider. It's entirely down to how the material is used and the frame in question. Carbon fiber is not for me, for the environmental reasons, and I don't see the benefit for cash outlay kind of balance working for me. I wrote quite a huge big diatribe about this on my blog, I'll link that in the description as well, Once Upon a Moon, and I made it really clear in that this is not an argument against carbon fiber bikes or a judgment against other riders and their decisions. If you want to ride a carbon fiber bike, all power to you. There are some beautiful carbon fiber frames out there. The shapes and silhouette you can create with carbon fiber as a material, you just can't do with alloy in anywhere near the same way, in the exact same way that a steel frame has an aesthetic and a silhouette that you cannot replicate in carbon fiber or alloy. So it's just a different type of bike. It's not for me, but all power to everyone else who wants one. There's 1,000,001 great frames out there in carbon fiber. Just whatever you do, please do not get one off of eBay from Chineseum that's either using an open mold or is a fake of another firm just in matte black, because that's a great way to meet nurses or a dentist. Well, this was fun. Enjoyed answering those questions. If you agree or disagree with me, put your answers to those questions in the comments. Love to have a discussion about all this. If you enjoyed this, give us a like and subscribe to the channel. If you want to see more videos like this, more Q&As, let us also know in the comments, and if this goes well, we might do another one in a few weeks. As always, thanks for watching, happy trails.